third mouse. What happened?
The spell has a 66.67% chance of success. I always use one more...
So where did... Kira, can I explain what's going...
Know the fairy tale about Cinderella?
Mm-hmm. True story it's based on, too. A Zoogle cropped up in a palace pond and ate Princess Cinderella whole. Left behind one slipper, so...
I beg you, not another word about Zoogles. Now, to return to the fairy tale. I'd like to escape these ghastly swamps for one mad... But I could use a Prince Charming. It just so happens you're the only decent candidate in all Velen.
Sounds tempting.
Before we go, there's...
Gotta transform a pumpkin into a carriage?
No. I shall transform our rancid... Don't wince. It'll only be an illusion, won't hurt a bit. And at dawn, every...
Why not? Might as...
Then hold on tight. Gavella Glan. So, what do you think? Neckline too modest?
It's just right.
Oh, I might also have changed your hair colour while I was at it. I've always fancied dark-haired men. Oh well. Well, off we go. Dinner's... Last one there does the dish...
Hey, ya! Let's go!
Yeah!
Whoa, Cinderella. We'll have a great fall.
Ha! As fast as you can. Try to catch me.
Hey.
Congratulations.
If only I were a foot shorter and 5 stone lighter.
Well, yes. But then I'd not have invited you here. Now do you see why I needed those substances?
Beef and cinnamon and cloves, roasted capon with shallots. It was worth the trouble.
Shall I pour the white or the...
Dry red, but let it breathe a little first.
Well, never took you for a wine connoisseur.
Think witchers suck the marrow out of drowner bones and wash it down with puddle water?
More or less. Well, we've chatted long enough on empty stomachs. Let's dig in.
Must have cost you a small fortune. Sure you don't need me to pitch in?
Please, I manage. You know, a dozen eggs here, a cock or gander there. Besides, my finances are about to improve.
All right, I'm curious.
Yes, a return to the living. But that's not what I wish to discuss. Thank you once again, Geralt, for your...
Not the first curse I've lifted.
But among the most difficult, correct? What happened on that island? Why, I shiver at the thought. And the laboratory. I sincerely hope you burnt everything. The cages, the...
Didn't destroy that workshop, if that's what you're asking. Didn't see any reason to.
If Alexander's findings were to fall into the wrong hands... Although, Fyke Isle has a terrible reputation. None even dare... I'm sorry. Such a gloomy subject to broach.
Romantic. Thought we came here as friends.
Friends. With benefits. So...
Sorry, there's someone else.
So what? Oh, Geralt. You're so old-fashioned. Will you at least lie down and gaze at the... Know what they call that constellation in Zerrikania?
Dragon something, I bet.
No, it has a different name. Bit indecent, actually. Egfain Nave.
Kira? Where? Put me to sleep with a spell. Means she's up to Fight God. A light. Top floor of the tower. So, found what you were looking for?
Yes, thanks for asking. How are you feeling? Sleep well?
You used me.
Oh, please. I merely seized an opportunity.
If I'd known you just wanted Alexander's notes, I'd never have helped you lift the curse from...
All right. Perhaps I wasn't completely honest. Didn't quite toe the line. But I knew you'd manage. You're so manly and all. Geralty poo. Wipe that frown off your face, or I might think you don't like me anymore.
Didn't come here to play games.
Naturally, you suspect me of the worst. I don't deserve. Alexander was studying the Catriona plague. I'll use his notes to produce medication, perhaps a cure, or at least a vaccine.
Strictly humanitarian motivations, is that it?
Nope, strictly selfish ones. The mighty would pay willingly for such a remedy. Can you imagine how much? Take Radovid, for instance. Why, he might even...
Radovid doesn't forget, and Radovid doesn't forgive, especially when it comes to sorceresses.
He'll make an exception for me. He'll have to. I have something he wants.
Please, you don't believe that.
Well, you believe Yennefer will stop treating you like a dog someday. I'm going to see Radovid, tell him of this research, whether you like it or not.
This is suicide, Kira. You'll wind up tied to a stake, burned to bolster the morals of the masses.
Shut up for a moment and look at me. See this? Bedbugs, Geralt. Bloody bedbugs. I, Kira Metz, advisor to Foltest and member of the Lodge of Sorceresses, have bedbugs. Think what you will, but I'll not stay in this bloody swamp one day more. Not one day. I shall cross the Pontar, and that means Radovid's men will find me sooner or later. Don't you...
Got another option. Go to Kaer Morhen.
You believe I'd be safe there?
Long as you don't piss Lambert off, yes. Emhyr, Radovid, neither will be able to reach you. Find little in the way of luxury there, but we do...
It's a long way, well beyond the dividing line. But if I keep to the woods until I reach the Kestrel Mountains, I should pass... So be it. Seems I find it hard to refuse you, handsome. You've clearly a notion of what women want, how they think.
Yeah, kinda. So before I go, I'll need you to hand me those notes.
All right, take them already. Farewell, Geralt. Or rather, see you soon.
The Emperor shall guide us straight to Novigrad.
The old god demanded
Something
6
here.
summons. You didn't bring
Where's that
single
artifact,
stone.
Kira?
No wonder he cursed. We're doomed! You's the one brought soured wine.
What are you doing here?
What? The sun flying from the moon?
You too can seek his aid. That's if you've got fitting offerings.
The All-God you call...
Nay, 'tis ancient, revered by our forefathers. They say it were like this. Roslav of Oriton came here to gather brushwood. Suddenly, for no reason, a bush burst into flame. Then, Roslav heard a voice from the ground, demanding offerings and obedience.
We've been coming here since then, bearing gifts, in exchange for which the All-God watches over us, keeps us from evil.
Mm-hmm. Plain to see that. So, what's What's wrong with your...
You needn't mock us. You can see right well we brought scraps. Before the war, I wouldn't give this such to me hounds.
And they're like to get worse. All God said if he don't get a rafter of bacon and a barrel of beer at least, the rivers will fill up with frogs and locusts or some such will devour the harvest.
I could intercede on your behalf with this all-god of yours. Got a feeling we'd come to an understanding.
Well, I suppose it can't hurt to try. To speak with him, you have to stand before the altar and cry out, "All God, help a poor wretch in need." Who knows, he might just listen to a foreigner.
What? Who dares disturb my divine being?
Geralt of Rivia. Pleasure. Expected the all-god to be corporeal in form, but never thought he'd be corpulent. Fattened up nicely at those peasants' expense.
Expense? Expense? Not a word about the help I give in return. Blessings, absolutions, enlightened advice. Believe me,
That they steal from the mouths of their children, and to make matters worse, you cast a curse.
and I'll not lift it till they bring me worthy offerings. I'm to settle for curds and whey? Not a chance. And you can...
Been in this hole long.
For a century or so. One winter I found shelter here. Built a fire so large the flames leapt through the crack. Lit the bushes above. I caught...
Parasite, more like.
Maybe so. But what of Freya and Melitele then, hmm? Demanding...
Fine, I'll tell them what you want, but they'll carry you out of here on pitchforks one...
Anything new?
Talk to your all-god.
And?
Sadly, the all-god wouldn't bend. Seems this shepherd's got a stern hand for...
Told you, Trebor. Won't move him with tears. We...
Oh, one last thing. Did you know there's a crypt beneath this hill? I want to take a look some...
top of the day.
Can't be in two places at once, can I?
Maybe you'd care to go up top, see if you're still there.
While searching for the witch Ciri had quarreled with, Geralt ran into an old friend, Kira Metz. The sorceress told the Witcher about a masked mage. Ciri had seemed to have taken shelter in his hideout. The Witcher set off to find it, with Kira in tow. Ciri had never reached the elven mage, yet the Wild Hunt had. The ghostly retinue was one step ahead of Geralt, or so it seemed. The Witcher felt that all was lost, until Kira gave him a new lead. The Crones of Crookback Bog.
What?
Geralt,
Expect
that they steal.
and I'll not.
Listen here, Lord Ass. You're gonna be satisfied with what you get, or I'll...
Plowing reformers. No, fine. I'll sup more modestly. But just till the end of...
Anything new?
Talk to your old...
And?
He will. Promise to be pleased.
I told you the old...
Farewell.
Aye.
Figure that's true?
En med detta, Estrad FSM Novigrad.
Whoa, whoa.
By what right?
By the right of a prick up your backside, wise ass. Pay up, or
I'll cross, but I'm not gonna pay.
broken's what your jaw'll be once our clubs are done with it.
You're a man well travelled, so tell me. Beat me wench once a week, or often.
Geralt and Yennefer were reunited, but something even more important happened in Vizima. Geralt learned that Cirilla, his one-time ward, had returned from afar, and she was in danger. He was to find her, at the Emperor's command and Yennefer's behest.
I knows what I knows. Elsie bears her rump for the rocking. Little whore.
Yes?
Listen, ever heard of a woman named Claire? Lived around here?
Heard of her? A mild way to put it. Claire was a friend. The only person dear to me in all of White Orchard. Until her husband, Volker, quarreled with the lord of the manor. He then gathered the family. The lord and his retinue rode there to convince them to return. They were to be civil. No forcing, no bloodshed. But you saw.
Lots of misfortune for such a...
'Tis so in every village. Even the smallest. Yes?
Where's Lena?
She was getting better.
Nilfgaardians? Why?
I've no notion. They don't explain what they do.
Tell me something about... Do I know it? Can't remember how many times I've been there, how many times Mother Nennika stitched me up.
We must have missed each other. I started to become a... I was but 18 when they took me in. An age at which There was a boy, Goslav. He'd bare his chest to work. The novices couldn't keep their eyes off him, tripped over their own feet, dropped things. I left the temple for him. We passed a lovely... Nenike refused to take me back. My parents uttered not a word. Gave me a travel cloak and a small coin pouch. I struggled long to find a... I'm sure I can...
Farewell.
Yes?
Got any herb?
I'm sure I can...
Farewell.
freak.
Damn sits in the old oak tree, brewing cider with devilish glee. Drinks it down in greedy sloth.
The Goodman's boy knows a merchant who travelled in the once.
May the sun shine.
Free?
Then they'll ban making all together, and then they'll stop.
Time to move on. I'm too old for treks that long.
While searching for the witch Ciri had quarreled with, Geralt ran into an old friend, Kira Metz. The sorceress told the Witcher about a masked mage. Ciri, it seemed, had taken shelter in his hideout. The Witcher set off to find it, with Kira in tow. Ciri had never reached the elven mage, yet the Wild Hunt had. The ghostly retinue was one step ahead of Geralt, or so it seemed. The Witcher felt that all was lost, until Kira gave him a new lead. The Crones of Crookback Bog.